16-ounce bottle that kingdomofhealing.com, it comes in a 16-ounce bottle. It's like $48 for that wholesale. Then there's the silver gel, which you can use on the skin for abrasions and cuts. And a new product that is, it's a silver dressing, so that if you have deep wounds, cuts, things like that, that you can use the special silver one for the dressings. What are you looking at there?
The human Smurf died.
That guy?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, back in 2011.
He died?
Yeah.
What did he die from? Since he had no oxygen in his cells. But did turn blue. He wasn't very old. The man was not that old.
52.
Yeah, that's not very old. He was 52.
He looked older than that on TV.
Did he die of cancer? Did he die of cancer?
It's not
finding what he died from.
No.
Well, other than, the silver shield, there's elderberry. And elderberries enhance the body's ability to fight acute viral infections, such as colds and flu. The Elderberry Plus, that's a chewable tablet, and it enhances the immune system for fighting the viral infections. And it's really, really good for children. High-potency garlic, it fights viral and bacterial infections. There's a product called IFC, which reduces the inflammation, and it clears toxins from the body. It's also helpful with fevers and chills. But in that IFC is the curcumin, and that's turmeric. And the curcumin, there's so much research now on that. I mean, they're talking about curcumin from an anti-inflammatory standpoint, an immune system builder. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. They're finding that there's dramatic improvement with people with dementia, Alzheimer's, neurological problems, Parkinson's disease, Raynaud's disease, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, neuropathy that is fairly common with diabetics. So IFC has that curcumin in it. INX is an herbal combination that's wonderful for all around for infections. We've got the golden seal echinacea as well. And yarrow, the single herb yarrow, is a blood purifier, and it's also extremely beneficial for viral conditions as well as reducing fevers. So,
and yarrow is such a pretty essential oil. Beautiful blue. It's wonderful. I love the color of yarrow.
Well, and the thing is, it's like with the little lobelia flowers. In the herb kingdom, things that have purple flowers to them, they're really, those are the strongest.
Oh, wow.
In their category.
Okay.
For healing. So, lobelia is the king of the nervines. Yes, we have hops and valerian root and skullcap, but none of those are as strong as lobelia. But now lobelia is something that it needs to be used with wisdom, because you take too much of it. Native American Indians called it pukeweed. It'll gather the poisons in your stomach. So if your child ingests something, or you suspect that you ingested something and you're starting to feel sick, and you need to get on it right away by taking a teaspoon of a lobelia extract. Then take yourself right to the bathroom, because within a very short amount of time it gathers those poisons in the stomach. and then you'll be bringing that back up. And so it's like an herbal, is it Ipetat?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? I've never used any of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm going to probably slaughter the name.
Yeah.
Epitac?
Yeah.
Oh,
and so it's a natural one. It's So that's I have that on hand. I mean it's really good for seizures as well as frankincense is wonderful for seizures, frankincense on the feet. But lobelia, my son had grand mal seizures. And within 4 months, on the herbs that you find on kingdomofhealing.com, within 4 months, that product line from that company, I was able to wean my son off of phenobarbital, Valium, and Dilantin.
Wow.
And he was on a valerian root extract as well as the lobelia essence. It was called a lobelia extract then, and then FDA stuff, they had to rename it, and so it's lobelia essence, and on the bottle it says not to take internally. But I'm going to tell you something. I gave it to my son, and what it did was it controlled his seizures. So it took me 4 months to wean him off of all of that because, hey, at 26 hours of age, phenobarbital was administered to him, and it was a crisis. And in order to control the seizures, they had to use medicine in order to do it, and it saved his life, or he would have died from a grand mal seizure. And so by 3 months old, they added the Valium and the Dilantin because a baby goes through so many growth spurts that he was constantly always outgrowing his dosage amount. So every 2-3 weeks, we were a week or so at Children's Hospital while that was, being regulated.
Wow.
So it really, it was all of that I went through with him, and then all of the time staying there at the hospital and meeting more parents with children with different disorders and the medications that the child was on, and emotionally and financially what it was doing to the family. It just made me realize that there just had to be a better way. And that was 1977. And that's when I really started studying nutrition. So, I came from a large Italian family, hey, there's a lot of love associated with food. It's just, what kind of food are you eating, so, in order to be healthy? And we really have to, that's pretty much my mantra nowadays is, your food can be your medicine. And
Right.
It will be our medicine. But you just got to make sure it's clean. But this made sense to me that, a connection with food, and from studying nutrition led to the herbs, and the herbs led to homeopathics, and homeopathics led to Bach flower remedies, and then you get into the concentration of those remedies, and then the oils, and so we have our foods. We have this vast kingdom of foods and everything that can be made from them, the essential oils, the Bach flower remedies for your emotions. It's like, yes, we got a lot of things that take care of the organs and your overall health, but there's also things that we were given that will take care of our emotional well-being as well.
Yes,
and
definitely.
The Bach flower remedies do that. There's 32 of them, and it's really ironic. You use 3, no more than 4 of those remedies in a little bit of distilled water with a tiny, tiny little bit of brandy to keep that in suspension. And I'm going to tell you, within a matter of hours or in less than 24 hours, some of those issues that you're having a hard time with, if you take the specific flower remedy for that condition that's bothering you, that's heavy on your mind, I'm going to tell you something, boy, the logs start breaking loose. And that old log jam, like just imagine a river in the Pacific Northwest just filled up with logs. Once you get a few of those logs moved aside, and everything breaks through to freedom.
Right.
And that is what happens is, you break through with that emotion that has kept you held back, or something that has been really, really difficult for you to deal with. So Bach flower remedies, they are amazing. My friend Marilyn in Ohio, she just moved to Dayton, Ohio, in the early 80s. 82, 83. She would sit down with a client, and it's amazing what all you find out in an hour. You're not only looking at the eyes, and you're coming up with these physical problems with particular organs and tissue. But in the course of that conversation, there's things that, people, as you're talking with them, that, gives you the cue that, maybe they're dealing with whatever. And you become receptive to that. And, she'd start whipping people up their Bach flower remedies. And because a lot of times you can deal with an emotion first, and that emotion can manifest itself into an illness. So my teacher and mentor, Dr. Jensen, used to say that the majority of diseases are minded in the mind first. So it's not good to constantly worry about a particular health problem. You need to know that there are things that you can use that will strengthen the body. We don't talk about herbs healing a specific ailment, because the purpose of the herbs, it's like your food. Your food is your medicine. Your herbs are your medicine. The essential oils are your medicine. You're giving the nutrients that your body is lacking. And when you deliver those nutrients that are lacking in the body does an amazing thing. It heals itself. And nothing's greater than if you've been on, say, high blood pressure medicine, or you've been on antidepressants, and you find that you're able to start lowering the amount, and pretty soon, you've talked with your doctor about it, and he takes you off the medication. It's already been proven there's more nutrients in a handful of raw cashews. And if you've got a problem with chewing cashews up, cashew butter, a couple teaspoons of it twice a day. There's more properties in those raw cashews than these properties in the antidepressants.
I love cashews.
Mm-hmm.
When I get the munchies or anything like that, and I'm out on the run,
Cashews.
I'll grab a package of cashews.
Uh-huh.
Just keep me going. I love them.
And they're like the coconut oil. Some people will go, oh, cashews, they're so fattening. They have so much fat in them. It's good fat. It's the medium chain, the fatty acids, like coconut oil. Okay. And your body needs those. And they help to emulsify that fat that builds up in the body from,
so I don't
margarine and corn oil.
I'm always grabbing them.
Yeah.
My wife tells me I should buy stock in the company, but that's how much I grab them.
Well, and the thing is that it's always best that any of the nuts and seeds always be raw. So when you go to grab them next time, go over to Sprouts or Whole Foods. I really love Sprouts, and if they've got them on sale, buy a grip load of them. Put them in the freezer.
Sounds good.
They're fine. They'll keep.
Right
yeah. On. So, back to the immune system, that is, the immune system is kind of like the body's border patrol.
Okay.
We know how well the border patrols worked in our country. Not. Just like the Border Patrol is not going to work